name is Kiedis. I run a business called Redline Digital. And I also have my own personal brand out there, which is revolving around cars and being a loose cunt.
I was asking you some information about, like, I was picking your brain on some shit around TikTok for us, and you're like, don't forget, this is my 5th one I've tried.
Yeah.
And so talk to me about that, like, because like most people will only know you from the cars.
Yeah.
But you didn't just one day put a car video up and cracked it. Like
Nah.
This is a process, right? Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I think that's the main thing to remember is that where I'm at now is not as accidental as people think, right? There was a plan in place, although part of it was like, oh, fuck, 1 million views, what the fuck? But there was definitely a plan to, move into that sort of short form content. But I first started off like halfway through 2021.
Yeah.
Because I was getting sick of university and I was just not having it. And COVID was in place, so like we weren't there.
Yeah.
And I'm a useless online learner, bro. I fucking, you get me on like a online lecture, the Zooms.
Yep.
Nah, I'm out. I'm not, because you got a computer there, and I'm like, oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
Or Pornhub on the side, right? Like, there's so many other things to do except watch like a boring person talk.
Yeah. So on one ear you've got the lecturer speaking, the other one you've got fucking
jerking off on the side.
Yeah. Fuck, that's fucked. Oh my god, I love it.
But yeah, I was just getting sick of uni and shit, and I was like, nah, fuck. So I gave TikTok a go.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the first sort of punt that I had nothing to do with cars. It was actually all like music based.
Yeah.
It was me like playing guitar to TikTok. So I was like, fuck it, I'll be a fucking guitarist. That's still successful, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's the name a guitarist from the last 2 years?
Oh, the last 2 years, I don't know.
Exactly, because they're not successful, right? So I gave that a punt and it failed.
Yeah.
It fucking failed, bro.
Yeah.
And then
Are they still out there, those videos?
oh, they'll be in my archive.
Oh,
or
fucking
somewhere.
try find them. Are they online?
I don't know if I should have said this now. I'm a bit
fucking
nervous.
Look for them while we're looking. Go for it. Yeah, keep going.
Fucking yeah, and then that just failed. Like, I think the most amount of views I got was
What was the channel name?
it was literally on the same TikTok account that I use for my car videos.
Oh, okay, so it's gone for sure.
Oh,
They might be on Google somewhere.
Oh, you might find them on YouTube.
Oh, fuck, find YouTube. Find YouTube.
And but that one will be from like years ago, like 2018.
So you did that, it suffered, it was shit, and then
Yeah, it
so
was
you
just
stopped doing
rubbish.
music.
Yeah, and then but I didn't ignore TikTok, so
Yeah.
I sort of just kept at it and sort of looked at what people on TikTok do. And if you actually look at my For You page and stuff, half of it's funny, but the other half is like how to make a good TikTok and like business stuff, right?
Yep.
And so I just kept like learning from that. And then later that year, I wanted to start a business because I had all this cash, but no idea where to put it.
Yep.
And I'm useless with money, and I'll buy cars. And I did buy a car. I spent fucking $60,000 on a fucking V8 that I couldn't get insurance for because I was only 21. Oh, fuck, it was a good car, though. Fuck it hell. But yeah, I had all this money, and I was like, fuck, I need a business. And I thought, well, what do I like? I like music, but music is nowhere, right? You can't...
Yeah.
Music's just a completely different base. And then I thought, well, cars. I love cars.
Yeah.
I love all things cars, whether it's technology, the engines, the suspension, everything to do with them. So I decided to launch a TikTok of these dash cam videos because I kept getting these shit fucking...
Yeah.
Auckland drivers
Yeah,
are the worst. And I had a dash cam and I was like, I'll just post some of these and then steal some others from the internet.
Yeah.
And that's when TikTok first started taking off for me, right? And I remember getting the second video on there, got like 8,000 views. And to me at the time, I was like, holy fuck, this is like life-changing.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
And then from there, like the videos just kept getting momentum. There's a few with like 500,000 views and stuff. And from there, a little company in South Auckland called Trust Motors saw what I was doing, and because I'd always been in contact with them because I applied for a sales role there and didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then they hired me to do content, and that's where the car stuff started originating from.
Okay.
And then we tried things at Trust Motors.
I can't find the guitars, but...
I tried things with Trust Motors, and I'm telling you, for like the first sort of 3 to 6 months, we failed at TikTok, completely failed.
Yeah.
And no one watched our videos or anything. And then, so then that Christmas sort of New Year break sort of came out, and I thought to myself, fuck, I know reviews always do well, and I like watching reviews, and I think I could do a good review. I love, Top Gear. I think I could be a Jeremy Clarkson or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so I thought about it and I was like, but if I made it more about how I talk in normal day-to-day, which is a range of fucking oaths, cunts, shits, Sheilas, fucking, a lot. And I was like, oh fuck, I'll just do that. I'll talk about it. But I wanted to test it out before I did it at work, because doing it at work and having it fail is a bit more embarrassing than having it fail on your own thing. And so I did that with a Honda Accord, which I've conveniently deleted before that Galant one. And that, what's funny about that is I used Gangnam Style for the song, and because I always find those sort of songs work well with the videos. Like I think this one's got Bangarang by Skrillex. It's banger. Bangarang, baby. But I used Gangnam Style, and then I didn't put the music on the TikTok. I had the music behind on the clip or on the video, but I didn't assign it on TikTok. And it got taken down for copyright after like 8,000 views. And I was like, well, 8,000 views, that's enough. And then it wasn't until like 3 days later, my mate was like, oh, can you re-upload it? And I did, and then they got like 60,000 views, and then I was like, what the fuck? Because at that time, that was nuts to me. And then from there, it was like, okay, I'll do it at Trust Motors. First time we did it at Trust Motors was 200,000 views. And then we just kept doing it. And then we posted Facebook, advertised it all over Facebook. And that's sort of where I started figuring out, hey, you can actually utilize this into your sales funnel properly, and we can sell more cars. And that's what ended up happening later on down the line, which is how my business operates now. And that kept going. 500,000 views, I think, was the most we got again. And then I don't know, one day, because I started toying around with the idea of leaving Trust Motors and sort of doing the whole marketing thing. And I hated marketing agencies because I always find them all cringy, and I never ever wanted to be a marketing agency. But I really felt like the car dealers could benefit from it, and the typical marketing agencies don't know how to sell cars, which is where I come in, because I do know how to sell cars. And so that was cool, and I thought, well, I need to get some more videos on my own profile to get it sort of proofed up. And then I thought, oh, fuck, I'll do one on that Galant that I've got lying around. And I was driving it around the previous day, and I just thought of all these things to say about it, and I was like, fuck, perfect. Went home, scripted it, took it out the next day with my missus, and we filmed it. And
so she's the one who filmed it?
Well, she pressed record on the camera when it was all set up on the tripod.
Mate, give her some credit.
I did. She pressed record.
Press record.
She did a good job pressing that record button. Yeah, she's responsible for 0.001% of those views, I'd say. Fucking, and then we just went for it and then filmed it, had it up that day. 3:15 p.m. is when it got uploaded, so that time always sticks with me. That's the best time to upload. And then at first, it like flopped, and like after like an hour, it only had like 100 views. And because by that time I was used to TikTok, I was like, fuck, that's not good. Fuck. But I sort of said to my missus, it could go either way. It could go up, or it could just stagnate. And I was getting a bit nervous. I was like, fuck, this is like the make or break. What if this fucking doesn't work? And then I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm hungry. Let's go to Wendy's. I want a fucking big burger and shit. And so we went to Wendy's at the drive-thru, and then we checked my phone. It was like 30,000 views, and like they were just piling in notification after notification, And I was like, what the fuck? And then by the time we got out of the drive-thru, it was at like 35,000 views. Then we went to Z on the way home. It was at 70,000 views. When we got home, which was like 15 minutes later, it was at 150,000 views. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? I've never seen this. And it just kept going and going and fucking going. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then that night I got 1 million views, and I was like, okay, this is like too good to ignore. And then, as you can see, I kept at it for a bit to see if it would work, and quite clearly it did. So then I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to leave my job. This is too big to ignore. Left my job and started a little marketing agency, and here I am at the table.
So, I mean, if we like look at some of these as well, like these, especially that first one, I mean, it had like 6.4 million or something. So when that's happening, and you're you probably shouldn't put the music on, because fucking this whole YouTube clip will get demonetized. Well, not that we have money, but get taken down. But when you're seeing this happen, what does it feel like? Like 7,652 comments. Like, do you read these?
I try to.
Yeah.
I fucking...
What was that like when that first cracked off that massively? because there's shitloads coming through, right? Like 7,000 of those would have been the first few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was fucking mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird feeling because you're kind of sitting there on your phone. You're like, fuck. And at first, there's a lot of comments on here which will probably be further down, where I was trying to reply to them all because at first I was like, I'll be that guy that replies to all the comments, but eventually after like 150 comments, you're like, fuck, I can't, and they're still coming.
Yeah.
By the time you've replied to 150, you got another 500.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know.
What were most of them about, like, for you? Because I haven't obviously read them all, but like, what for you? What were some of the main things coming up?
People were calling me Lester from Grand Theft Auto 5, which I still don't think I look anything like him, but
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Yes. Lester. I did not even know that. Lester. L-E-S-T-R.
Fuck you guys, bro. What have I done? I've come here to be bullied.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking
L-E-R-G-T-A. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, do that. Just hit. No, just hit.
Fuck, he's a handsome character, actually. Now I'm looking at him. Fuck.
Oh, that's racist.
Fuck.
Yeah, look, if you go in the comments, they're all like...
That is so good.
And I was reading them.
Mate, it's you, mate.
No one's fucking...
Oh,
and I was reading the comments.
It's like Alicia's comment, the wish.com version. Like, the wish.com version.
Oh, Kiedis.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
I was like, what the fuck, man? I don't even look like Lester. Oh.
Mate, can everyone in the comments, please just tell us, what do you think the resemblance is? Let's settle this debate.
There is no debate. I don't look like him.
So good. So, okay, so you had people calling you out as Lester. What else? What were some other things? Like, was there anything in there that you're like, apart from Lester, that you're like, fuck, what the fuck? Like, that's a bit shit?
No.
Nah, it was all good stuff. It was all just funny
Majority
shit.
of it was good stuff.
cool.
And it reigns true on a lot of my videos where a lot of the comments are like good comments. And
Yeah.
I was real surprised because I thought, fuck, I'll be easily hated on. I mean,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
listen to you guys talking shit about me with fucking Lester, eh?
I was gonna defend you.
Yeah, you're a nice...
Yeah.
Sean was a nice guy here, but
Mate,
fucking...
I'm not. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't go fuck.
But fucking...
But what I love about it, because the reason I want to
That's
ask
me.
that is that, is it really?
That was... I crashed that car when I was 16, and what's worse is that was on a walking track that me and my mate broke into, and we're just skidding it up on the walking track. I crashed it, and the bumper came off, but we just drove away. It didn't matter. And that was like the basis of the video, because that's why I own a Galant, because I was like, fuck, first car.
Yeah.
Buy one, it's crack up.
Shit boxes, they just can do anything. I love it.
That was my first car.
Was
Galant.
it?
My
Galant?
sister flipped it. And I remember being in bed in the morning and like hearing my dad like told off dad voice like in the kitchen and like we shared the car and I like woke up like what's happened and mum's like at least your sister's alive. I'm like no but the Galant.
Oh, fuck.
So bad.
That's so shit,
It's
yeah.
a best story.
Everyone
Yeah.
was all good. No worries.
No, I was going to say, like, comments, like, a lot of people we talk to are worried sometimes around, like, what there's hate and stuff. But what I see on TikTok is actually, there's not a lot of it. There isn't different certain, if you're, like, real political or real, like, fucking, you're trying to. Yeah. But I find, like, on ours, like, it's all for a laugh.
Yeah, and that's the, like, I don't get much hate at all.
Nah.
And I thought, like, genuinely, I thought I would, but
Yeah.
I just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, if I get hate, then fuck them.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, it's nothing. Like,
even like the one we put up the one where this name stand playing came from when I'm doing mansplaining. I'm like, and Jodie's mansplaining, I'm like, yeah, because you're a stupid fucking woman. And like, I was like, oh, we're getting cancelled. We're getting cancelled. And then everything's in there like girls are in there going, sorry, Jodie, but he's right. Like, just like smashed it. It's so good. I fucking like my favorite part of TikTok is the community.
yeah.
It's outrageous, the community. Like how many people are into like commenting on other videos about other videos, and like is there like much of that happening throughout your commentary, like people referencing things?
Yeah, a little bit. What I've noticed as well is I'll go and comment on a random video because this is still like my personal account, really.
Yeah.
And I'll tag my missus in a funny video I like, and it gets like 150 likes or something.
Yeah.
And then people will be replying like fucking oath, fucking oath, fucking oath, and like
That is so good.
and I love it. And then some guy was like replied to the comment and then was like, "Is she your girlfriend? Because she's lucky to have you if she is." And I was like, "Yeah."
That's so good, eh? Yeah, people do the same. Like, they just follow you around almost.
Yeah.
TikTok, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But it's cool. Like, I love that about community. Because, like, on LinkedIn, where most of our world is, it's still cool. The community's great there. But, like, they're all professional, trying to be professional. So they're all a little bit tame with their responses.
Even I try and be professional.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I'll still post the odd video and be like, views.
Yeah.
lol.
And then these guys are just like, nah, I'm going to fucking troll you all day. It's just so good. I love it. So you've been you start putting these out. You start building up this sort of following stuff. This 250,000 followers, like how long, like tell me that trajectory. So you put out the first video. When did you start cracking like 50,000, 100,000? Like, did that all happen pretty fast, or has it been a slow linear build?
No, it was fast.
Yeah.
50,000 was overnight. So the first sort of million views.
Yeah.
And there's 50,000 followers, and that to me was a good indication of what sort of content actually attracts an audience, because there's the content which you can get lots of views on, but you're not going to get the followers on. Like, actually, one of my employees has he had a viral TikTok. Yeah. It was in Albany, and it was this dude on a wheelchair on the road, going around a roundabout. Someone's seen that. It was in the news and stuff.
Yeah.
That was in the news and stuff. That's one of my marketing guys. He was asking me like, fuck, how do your videos get all the views but then also get followers? Because he only got like maybe 1,000 followers from it, whereas the same amount of like views for like one of my videos got me 50,000. And you know, I sort of hit that 100,000 mark the week after. Because a lot of the videos followed up pretty fast, and then 200,000 came pretty quick. But I think now it's probably, if I do take this like more serious and keep going at it, which I do want to, but time constraints at the moment, I think the growth will be a lot slower, because now people know who I am, they know what content it is. I think I've lost followers as well. I think I've lost about 200. It was at 255 at one point. Bastards.
But I think you're right. Like, I think to continue to grow, first I think you're right in two ways. There are videos that get views and videos that get followers, but also to continue to get followers, you need to evolve the content to
100%,
have it keep going, right? And like for us, what we noticed is there's heaps of other marketing agencies out there who have got plenty of views on their posts, but they got like 2,000 followers or 10,000 followers, but they might have a 6 million view post. And what we noticed is that the difference between ours and theirs was that there was dialogue, that there were like actual stories being told and some interaction between characters, where they were all doing trend videos. And there's this whole thing about this trend video, right?
I fucking hate trends. I hate trends, and I hate dance videos. And I had another marketing, I don't even know what they were, a marketing agency that also do like film production. And they were trying to tell me, you know, like, because they'd only seen the videos I'd done with another company, which was Portage Cars, and their highest video is 700,000 views. And they were sort of telling me, you know, like, maybe if you incorporate some dances and some trending sound to go from 700,000 views to 1 million views. And I sat there and I was looking at this woman and I was like, because I was like, no, lady, no. Like, all respect to ladies, obviously, but fuck up, woman. God, I was fucked off. I was like, bro, do you even know who you're talking to? It was all good, because I went to the boss of that company. He's like, oh, that shit happens to me all the time. Like, people that have their version of what's best might not fit yours, but you just gotta. Luckily, in that meeting, I was professional as fuck. I was like, oh yeah. Oh, maybe we'll take that on board.
But it is so true. Like so trends and dances have its place on TikTok for sure.
100%.
But if you're a company trying to, like that, it doesn't work. It's not the right thing. Not unless you're a fucking dance studio. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work. If you're 100%
agree.
Cars,
everything you've just said, like, like dancing and like the trend videos, they have their place on TikTok. But if you're a business that's trying to get customers, how is doing the same thing as like a million other people on TikTok gonna separate your brand from everyone else?
Agreed. Which is like when we did ours, like we were thinking of like, let's chuckle the shit out, well, let's learn from this, because like you at the beginning, like we didn't, like Joni knew how to make, she knew the platform and how it works, but I said to her, just throw shit at the wall, test, because don't assume you know, and let's just put out as much as we can and see. And then we started to realize that like for us as a brand, as a culture, what we're trying to do is have people love our culture as a team and how we interact as a team. That will bring us customers, because people are buying us. They're not buying a pair of shoes. They're buying this team. So they need to know how we work together. So just so we actually sat down as a team, all of us, and we all like went through every person in the team, what are our characteristics, which one do we dial up to 11 when we're on film, and like made characters, right? We had these whole people that we identify with, like, so like, you know, there was people like, for me, it was like Shrek and Ron Swanson, I think was the fucking ones. That was me, yeah. And then like, you know, like we had all this sort of shit, right? I'm like the grumpy old boss, but also like we'll clap back at you and like, you know, like Ron Swanson would, right? Like he's the grumpy old fuck, but like actually,
I love Ron Swanson.
yeah, he will do what
I stand Ron
he'll
Swanson.
fucking smash you. Yeah. And so we like sat around and built those characters, and then like as we've gone through, obviously Joni's limited in her time in production, so I'm usually most of it with her because of the way our operation works. But like as we actually noticed, like, and this is going to call out Sean. Sean, can we go to Taz?
Mm-hmm.
So we had been having all these massive videos going out, right? As you saw, like some of the big ones that when you started to notice the Taz one, and then. And me and Joni knew what it was, and then the guys had an idea for another video with Connor away in the prank, and it was a funny video, but like it's crack up because like look at it, like this 53K, and most of those views have come from everyone coming from the other views.
Yeah,
it's not its own, and there's nothing wrong with this video. It's hilarious, but like no one knew the characters, no one knew Sean. Like Sean hadn't been in enough to like people just switched past it. Because they're like, oh, I don't know these guys.
Yeah, they got to recognize the
characters,
yeah.
right? So what we've realized, it's actually stupidly funny. Like it's really crack up.
Yeah, I think this one actually came off my For You page. I watched it, not realizing it was the attention seeker.
Yeah.
Exactly what you guys said, but I keep watching because it was funny.
I'm busy. Can't be in this shit.
That's it. And like, you know, Sean was too cool to be in them in the first place, and so was Soph and all the other guys. They're too cool about, oh, fuck off you little TikToks. And then it blows up, and then everyone wants to be in it. And then. But what we have to do, what we learned, and why it was good to put this up is to continue to grow the characters. We have to bring them in bit by bit. You know, like we can't just go there. We have to be like Joni has to do convincing the videographers to do something. You know,
100%.
and like do that, and then introduces Joni. Or
I'm pretending that this comment's about me though. So wait.
What is it?
Off.
Oh, you're honestly the
Oops.
funniest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not about her.
It's not about me.
It's definitely about Joni. But yeah, my point of that thing is that like for brands, like some of the deal, like since we've blown up recently, like the amount of clients that have come in from around the world, like asking us to run their TikTok now, and what we've been saying to them all is, you need character. And this is like product-based business. Like, oh, but we want to talk about the product. And I was like, we can talk about the product, but not a product. We're not going to be, hey, buy my fucking shit. Like we're going to make some. It doesn't all have to be funny, but we're going to make some shit about. Like we're going to create a storyline. That's about characters.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that because with like Portage Cars, for example, I've started getting the staff more involved in the videos as well because I want to get them, like that's the goal, is to not rely on me so much, but also have some of them because for especially the New Zealand-based customers, they watch the videos and they want to see the people in the videos at the yard when they go there. Yep. And so obviously I'm not directly working at Portage Cars, so they go there like, where's the fat cunt? And I'm not there, you know what I mean?
I love it.
So it's kind of weaning them in though, so you don't want to make a video without me necessarily because it's just like, where's the fat cunt, right? Like, we don't like you, get out, like bring back the other guy, you know? Yeah. And we tried that actually, and that's exactly what the comments were like. Yeah,
exactly.
So it's all about slowly integrating them and training the audience.
Training the audience, exactly, and bringing them in, and that's exactly it. And I think for what we talked about, followers versus views, like we got so many more followers once the storyline stuff started. Like our cat video, which is a bit further down, which is about to hit 10 million views, I think it's only I can tell you actually because that one. Oh no, that was our repost just to see what would happen because we were testing some shit out.
I thought you had it pinned.
Yeah, but it doesn't pin on the desktop version.
I see.
But if you
yeah, because I remember seeing that one first.
Yeah, and that there has had 9,728 followers. The cat video from that video, so 10 million views, only not even 10,000 followers. Yeah. But then you go to like the fucking one of her, or is it 4 million? The 4 million views one, where we're doing the storyline shit. And that one there is 46,000. 46,000 followers. So like almost 5 times the followers with half the views because it was storyline. Yeah. And whereas that cat video is not storyline. That's just funny. It's a funny video. Got the views, but fuck all followers. And then the one which is convincing my boss to do stuff, 50,000 followers from that one video. So 2 of our videos, 96,000 of our fucking followers of the 130, just because they were storyline.
Fuck.
They were storyline videos.
Yeah.
Character development storylines, and that's what we know. Like even this video here, although it's me, when we made it, we knew it'll get 50 to 100,000 views eventually, but it's not the same storyline.
Yeah.
It's not carrying on the. So we got a few storylines. We're going to get Stan to shake ass. That's one video trying to get me to dance. One of the other ones is her trying to convince me to buy her a phone or get her a new staff meeting, like getting Joni
Those ones
shit.
are fucking funny.
Yeah, trying to convince me to buy her shit essentially. So there's storylines there that then people crack into, but this won't have any. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. It's just office antics, but I think we still need that. I think
it's good to have that balance.
Yeah, still build some culture, and the true fans will get behind it.
Yeah, and like even sort of more, not necessarily proof, but when people see a video that's got 10 million views on the For You page and they come on your profile, they want to see what you're about, and that is a good.
Exactly. Yeah. Because sometimes then they look a bit staged and then they see this, this looks real natural.
Yeah.
And so then like, this is actually who they are, even though half of it's pretty fucking staged.
I love that Joni video where she's asking for a pay rise and she's like, "Well, I'm a sick cunt."
Yeah. And then the comments are like, "Wait, Joni's got a sick what?" Like all the Americans not understanding the joke. Fuck, it was too funny. That was the funniest thing we got out of that. Okay, so we've joked around. We got our philosophy on how we think TikTok should work, and time will tell if you and I are right. So far we are. But tell me about this business. So like, how the fuck did you have the confidence to just quit your job and go all in on this? Like, what gave you that confidence?
Well, it was a fucking uphill battle, really,
Yeah.
because I sort of got the idea in like early May, and it was sort of just where my previous business or my previous job was. I just wasn't that keen on continuing down. I felt like my vision didn't really align with their vision, like brand-wise.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to do their thing, and that's cool. Their thing's fucking awesome. Especially because they get the high-quality cars now, and the videos they do now are less funny. They're more of the high-quality cars.
Yeah.
And I felt personally there wasn't much more room for me to grow.
Yeah, okay.
And if I can't keep changing, then I'm fucking bored. And if I'm fucking bored, then I'm miserable.
Yeah.
And if I'm miserable, I'm gonna fuck off.
Yeah.
Right.
Do something dumb.
Yeah, and then to be honest, it was more of a like looking at what all the other dealerships are doing online and seeing that there's this massive gap, and no one wants to pay attention to TikTok because in the minds of these people, they've only heard about it on the news and stuff, and they think, well, it's just dancing, isn't it? And I thought, like, guys, I can seriously make you guys like more money through social media because there's the big elephant in the room, or the big bird in the country, which is Trade Me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to buy a car in New Zealand, you go and Trade Me.
Yeah.
And that's where most like leads come from.
Yep.
But you can still get it from social media while like cementing your brand to like New Zealand culture, right? Which is just as important. But a lot of dealerships don't care about the brand because it's almost as if selling cars in New Zealand is too easy. Yeah. Because we've got we've got the Trade Me marketplace. We've also got the Facebook marketplace. There's all these other things you can do. So no one really cares about the brand. But there are dealers that do want that brand power. They want to sort of be like a Tina from Turner's and stuff.
Yep.
And so that's
Tina from Turner's it's like fucking funny.
No,
So
I don't think
stupid.
so.
No,
I
that's
don't
what
think
I mean.
so. It's not funny.
No, that's what I mean. It's funny how stupid it is. That's what
cool.
I mean. You should see my I can't bring it up here. It's me sending those videos to Joni going, what the fuck is this? We have to smash this video. Like, we have to pull it apart. That's why it's so funny. Like, what the fuck is Tina from Turner's?
Yeah, me, Portage Cars and I have we're going to do something in response. It's
good.
It's going to be good.
Good. Sorry, carry on.
Where was I, actually?
So you're talking about leaving, going out on your own.
Yeah, and like there are a lot of dealerships that just because they don't have to care about a brand, but there's a lot of dealers that do care about a brand and just don't know how to do it. And there's a lot of marketing agencies worldwide that don't know the complexities of a car dealership, which is what I had. Well, which is what I learnt, right? Yeah. Because a lot of like marketing agencies, right, they're experienced in e-commerce, right? And selling a $200 product on a Shopify store is not the same as selling a $50,000 car through Facebook and like TikTok, right? So I sort of saw that gap, and I sort of thought about it, and I was like, well, I'm not. Am I happy at my job? No. is my job close to home? No. It was fucking an hour commute each way. So we're talking about 2 hours stuck in traffic. 5 days a week, that's 10 hours lost.
Yeah.
Right, of my week. And I was like, fuck, I want more time to myself, bro. I want to fucking drive the cars that I keep buying and shit. So I weighed up all the pros and cons, and I was like, okay, do I have a mortgage? No. Do I have kids? No. Am I going to be miserable if it doesn't work out? No, let's find out.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
it worked out.
Awesome.
So, like, I was just fucking, like, oh, if I stay at the job, there's not really much more room to grow. I don't really think I'm paid enough. I suppose we all think that.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know, fuck, I could be paid a bit more, especially for the money I brought in.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck it, let's just take a punt to myself. I've got the proof
Yeah.
of social proof. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out.
Yeah. And then how did you get your first customer?
So technically, I had my first customer before I left because I was a bit cheeky in the background and was like, fucking, you know what? But
so that would have added to your confidence to leave too, because you're like, fuck, I've already proved I can get one.
Yeah, and that was, you know, it was all right money. Fortunately, he's not a customer anymore, but he was my first customer. And then my first proper customer I found because I'd seen him comment on like the old Trust Motors videos saying this guy would fit in well at his dealership.
Yeah.
And then so I figured out who he was, got in contact, boom, just like that.
So
and the rest of them is literally just like my network.
Yeah.
Like Portage Cars is through my network.
Yep.
There's a compliance workshop that we do, which is again through my network because one of the people I did a video on his car worked with this compliance workshop, which, you know, was like, oh fuck, we could use him, you know, and then it would just that sort of just perfectly lined up, and then through them was Portage and all these other places, and the rest is on my network because you know, like my business, I haven't like marketed or anything.
No.
Like, it's nowhere.
No.
Because it's pretty. Because we're not fiending for clients yet.
Yeah.
We will be. We'll be
course.
fucking hell. We're coming.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's sort of that slow growth to make sure everything's running efficiently before we take on too much than we can chew and have fucking negative response.
And it's such a classic thing with New Zealand businesses is like, this is why we have a business, is that your network is what grows your business at the beginning. And everyone has a network. We all have reputations. And then like we've talked about before, your personal brand's what takes you to the next place. It's like curating that reputation and fucking making it something and scaling it online. I mean, you've already got the audience on TikTok, so you got proof there. But that's it, right? Like you keep scaling it there, and then the leads will just bring themselves because they it's like when you get a deal from people coming because they know you. There's no sale process. It's just like, cool, how much do we charge for this work that you know we're going to do? Whereas like what I find real funny is like when people play the leads game, like, oh, I want leads, I'm going to fucking run ads. But then they don't have a sales engine to support that lead. And they're like, oh, these leads are shit. And it's like, no, it's like you've never had to sell.
Yeah.
You've only ever been given referrals because of your reputation. And that's what you're used to. These guys need to fucking get to know you and warm up, and you need to lick their balls a bit before they fucking come on.
100%. I'm all about licking the nuts. I'm all about licking the nuts.
You got to have that sales strategy, right? You got to be able to convert those leads. So, okay, so you're cool. You've got that. You got your reputation. You got your network giving you clients, and then you talked earlier when we first started chatting about staff, and that this is your current fucking problem. Like,
yeah, that's.
How's that going? What's keeping you up at night about it?
It's the cost of good people is definitely one, and I'm not opposed to spending the money on the good people, but the good people, I don't know, it seems to be the good people are really hard to find and the bad people think they're good. And it's one of those things, and I hate to say it like this, but with the like videographers and stuff, for example, it seems to be because they're creatives, they have their own creative process, and that's fine, and I'm all about, you know, integrating what your creative vision is, but there is also the thing that we know works and we want you to start doing first and get really good at that, but they don't want to. And so they'll keep doing their own thing, and then, you know, I'll follow up and it begins like, you know, that 1 minute video needs another like 10 hours of editing after, because I have to keep following up. So eventually it's just like, well, bro, like, if this is happening again and again and again, is it gonna stop, or am I going to have to, you know, find someone else?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's always been the latter.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised because I thought, finding staff would be fucking easy, right? I thought that was like going to be the easy part.
Yeah.
Well, I was a bit fucking blindsided by that. That's a fucking business lesson for me. I was fucking like, nah, I could start and just hire all these people, be fucking grouse. Oh.
It's the hardest bit of business.
It is.
By far.
It fucking is.
Yeah. It's funny when you talk about that, like, because I always give these guys shit about, like, I'm not fucking hiring artists. Like, especially, like, when we go into, like, group interviews and stuff, right? Like, I'm always like, I mean, this one's not an artist. She thinks she is, but she's not. She's a creator. This is, I think of them different, artist versus creator.
Yeah.
And Sean actually is not the artist. Whereas, like, Connor is, right? Connor's like...
I mean, in, like, this situation.
No, she's not an artist. She just wants to be an artist.
Fuck.
No, but actually, I it doesn't mean you can't be. It doesn't mean, like, she does other stuff that is creative. But what I mean is, like, the brain. I talk about it more around the brain, how the brain works in these people. Like, Connor's like fucking epic when it comes to videography. Like, he knows how to work a camera like no one else in our team, just about, right? Like, he's an artist when it comes to it, and so we've had to teach him to be what I think of as like a creator for business, right? Like, we got a business outcome we need to achieve, kind of get it done.
Yeah.
And he's what's good about Connor is he's very good at like adapting and learning. But when I go into group interviews and interviews for finding people, I'm like, if you're an artist, fuck off. Like, I don't want an artist here. I don't care if you're the best camera operator. If you can't do the work, I don't give a shit. You can't pay you. And like, even with the photographers like Chris, like, there's all these amazing photographers, some way better than Chris, but like, he's not caught up on being an artist about it. Like, he's just like, get the job done, move on. I don't want to be stuck here doing the thing. But what I was lucky compared to you is that I had the experience in hiring and developing. Yeah. Because I was a GM and hotelier for 15 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's way harder when you haven't had that experience because you actually have to find the good people.
100%.
Whereas I can just find people who's never opened Premiere before and then be like, hey, you're my new video editor, and just teach them. Yeah. Teach them my way. I mean, she didn't open up Premiere the day I hired her. She went home that night after the thing. It was like YouTube, like how to figure it out. And now she's like, does all my internal long form content, does all of it, right? And so, podcasts is a crack up. Like, I said to her end of last year, about a year ago,
like middle of the year.
Yeah, when we got out of lockdown last year, I said, hey, we need to figure out how to do podcasts. We need to figure out how to make this a thing. And so, like, she had this shitty 60 Canon camera with crappy lenses, like shit quality. Yeah. And I was like, here you go. Figure out how to make a podcast. Use me and Drew. And it was like terrible at the start. Not because of Sean, just because our process, we're trying to figure it out. And I think we did like 20 episodes before we got the audio. Anything was right. Every time something fucked up. And then we got the audio. We finally got all the pieces to gel. The moment we did that, I went to the client. I was like, hey, you want to do podcasts? They're like, yeah. And then we signed them on as podcast client. And that's how we sort of built everything. It's been like, let's figure this out. Like, so each time we can do one thing, make heaps of money doing that. And while we're doing that, let's learn to do the next thing. Okay, we got that, bang. Same with TikTok, right? Yeah. Bring Joni in 4 months ago. Can't fucking do TikTok. Can't do short form video. Bang, figured out, cracked it. Now we've got like shitloads of inquiries and we've got the process to roll it out. Yeah. So it's maybe something you can think about, like how do you like streamline your little bit that you've got, make it real good, and then be okay to spend the money training someone to do the next part or the evolution of it. Yeah, because I think that's definitely part of it, Because part of the problem is auntie. I reckon the auntie people. It's funny you say that because I thought I was alone in thinking that, but obviously not. But the other side of the problem is definitely me. It's because I've never fucking hired staff before. You've not had the experience of being a developing leader. I'm going out at it my own and fucking failing. But like, you'd be, if you got it right, it would have been a fluke. You know what I mean? Like, it actually would have been a fluke. And it's actually maybe better you learn now. Because imagine if you had your 10 staff in, you fluked your way into getting the right people, and then you need to scale and get another 10 people, and they were all shit. But you're at a level where I can't have 10 shit people. I need them to perform, otherwise the business collapses. Yeah. So you're learning it now. And it's good because, the clients that I've got now, I'm not focused on growing the client list at the moment because I'm focused on getting the results for the clients I've got now. But the clients I've got now are all like really good, like decent paying clients so I've got that room to focus on, getting the staff in place. Maybe I won't make as much money in the short term, which is probably not my fucking priorities anyway.
and then focusing on then growing and then getting out and getting the clients. Because for me, right, getting the clients was always the easiest part.
Yeah.
It's fucking, especially like at the moment, like getting clients is like, fuck, if I wanted a client, I'd just get on the phone.
Yeah.
But the third one, I've got.
Yeah.
Right, but fucking, it's everything behind the scenes of making the business run efficiently and getting the proper results and having everything run smoothly that's the cunty part.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Cunty.
And so what's your current thing, apart from staff, what else is fucking you over at the moment with your running the business? What else is keeping you up?
To be honest, probably this is more personal, I think, but my organisational skills suck.
Yeah.
I am bad at time management, like terrible at time management.
Yeah.
I'm the worst at fucking time management. I'm horrible for it. I'm the fucking worst. I don't know how people put up with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm so fucking, like, I'll say, you know, Portage Cars, I'll be there like 11:30. I'll rock up at like 1. And then because I'm mates with like the salespeople there, I'll be like, oh, Andy, what have you had for lunch, bro? And he's like, oh, fuck, should we go to Light Bakery down the road, fucking in Newland, bro? The best bakery, fucking. And we'll go down there, we'll have like double cheeseburgers each and shit, and fucking have like another like 2-hour yarn. And then I'm like, fuck, I've got to fucking shoot like 3 videos, cunts, like, and then we only shoot like 2, right? That's a struggle for me. I fucking.
Like if you showed up at 1, if you were meant to be there at 11, you'd be like,
fucking hard. Like I get annoyed when these guys turn up 10 seconds late for something.
Literally,
I'm like,
just like-
you just wasted my time.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you late, motherfuckers? Like I
just
always
like
do it.
stands up and leaves.
Yeah.
Like,
we have meetings and they start at 8:45. They start at 8:45. You're not here. And I go, fuck, we're going. Like, too bad. And I say the same to them, to me. Like if I'm out doing shit and I'm busy and I can't make it start, shame on me for not fucking being there. Like make decisions. Like if there's some decisions that need to be made about the business, make them. If I'm not there, fuck, tough shit.
Yeah.
Like you guys get to decide what we do now, you know? But on time management, it's like a real normal thing for a lot of people that people suck at it. And yeah, man. And like actually, the younger you are, the more chill you are about it usually. Like it's usually just something that you haven't had enough people slapping you on the wrist telling you it's fucked and like, you know, so you haven't had the consequence of what it is to be late all the time. But I worked in hospo for 15 years. You can't turn up and deliver lunch late.
Yeah.
Like, the client's gonna fucking smash you. You can't turn up late. So like, and like I run on like for 15 years of my life, I ran on 24-hour time. Like you never ran on 12-hour time. So it still fucks me up when people are like, oh, I'll meet you at 2, and I'm like, I'm not fucking meet you at 2 in the morning. That's fucking stupid. And like,
no, 1400.
yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm like, oh, 1400.
army
Oh,
vibes.
fuck. Yeah. Because in hospo, I mean, hospo is paramilitary, right? Like kitchens are all paramilitary. Like the ranking system and all the stuff, it's all built off that.
Kitchens are the fucking like
They're all built off army sort of style things, and so time, that's why I got really good with time. Because even when I was young, I was the same. Fuck, I'm half Islander. I'm always late. Like I'm fucking island time all the time, and then it just like got built into me to like, if you're late, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like you're fired. Like in hospo, if you turn up late, you're fired. Like mate, you can't turn up late to a breakfast shift. You can't turn up at 9 o'clock when breakfast starts at 7 because all the customers are gone. Fuck you. But so it's real normal, and we would see it a lot in hospo. But get help.
Actually,
Get a VA.
my fucking one of my like core clients is actually like working with me on it because she was much as she's a manager, right?
Yeah.
And she's a manager at this compliance workshop.
Yeah.
And she was much the same. She turned out to have fucking ADHD.
Yeah.
And she fucking thinks I've got it.
Yeah, 100% you got it.
There we are, fucking
100%.
diagnosed.
Nah, 100%. Like, I meet so many entrepreneurial people. It's like real common to have ADHD or dyslexia.
Yeah.
Like, it's real common.
I think I've got fucking both actually.
maybe.
I'll fucking read words and like, I was at the fucking Macca's drive-through, bro, and there's these codes on the app that you get because I'm a cheap ass, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend full price. No, give me the fucking deals, bro. And I'm reading the number out to him. He was like, "Can you repeat that?" And I repeated it like 3 times. He's like, "Oh, it's not coming up." And then my missus was like, "You dumbass! It says 6, not fucking 9." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" And the worst part is I don't even think it was like a 6 and 9 around the wrong. I think it was said 7, and I was reading 5 or something. Like I was fucking, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I was like,
probably. I mean, our guy, my executive, he's dyslexic, like 100%. Like he hates it when he's in here and he's running a session. We're all watching him write shit on the board. And he's like, "Stop watching me! I don't know how to spell." That's so good.
He's also the kind of person though where I'll be like writing something, he comes up, takes the whiteboard off you, and then sits down. He's like, "Oh, why am I even doing this? I was like, bro,
Oh, it's so good. But bro, definitely have ADHD. But I know so many of our clients do too, and it's such a common thing, like adult diagnosed ADHD, and like what you can do about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with having ADHD, but it's good to know so you can manage it.
Yeah.
How to work to it. Like one of our main clients, Drew, he got diagnosed early this year or late last year, and like just having the knowledge has helped him massively because he was like, oh fuck, that's why I do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can manage it, right? And then there is medication for it as well, but some people it works really good for, and some people it just fucks with their head.
I'm fucking El Natural, baby.
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
We met some guy. This one guy I know, he got diagnosed. He was probably late 50s when he got diagnosed. And he took the medication, whatever it's called, and he's like, "Fuck, Dan, you know what?" He's like, "Is everyone this like? Is everyone's head just this clear? Like, can you just sit there and think, oh, I'm gonna do these things and then just do them?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Fuck, that's magical." He's like, He's like, I look at a list of things I need to do, and then I go get lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my life, bro.
Yeah.
That's my fucking.
Mate,
yeah, 100%.
Go get diagnosed, bro. Figure it out.
I'll, like some of them will be urgent on my list of shit to do, and I'll be like, oh, but like if I just go get lunch now, and then the worst part is I'll spend like half an hour looking at shit to eat, and then I'll end up doing something else, and then I'm like, fuck, I've got to do this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking.
That's it, bro. It's
Yeah.
probably that. Just go get diagnosed. Go see a doctor. Get some drugs.
Oh, but they're expensive.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like spending money. I'm
You're
a tight ass.
setting yourself like deadlines,
Yeah.
like real early deadlines, and then put the pressure on, and then be like, oh, actually, my deadline is the next day, but
Yeah.
in your head, you've made it then.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
should be like, it has to be done by this day, make
Yeah.
or break, whatever. Like, that's what I do. I'm like, this is your deadline. You cannot go home until you've done it. And then in reality, it actually
Yeah.
was all good if I did it the next day.
Yeah.
But
Fuck.
yeah.
And or like
It's like a life hack.
get someone
Yeah.
else to give you the deadline.
Yeah. You can't
Like-
give
Yeah.
yourself the deadline.
Like if you maybe had a staff member or your missus or someone who's just like, or you'd say to your client, hey, force a deadline on me or you're walking out.
Yeah.
Like you're walking out as a client. Like say to them, like if you've got a good relationship with them or your staff or whoever,
Yeah.
just be like, force these on me. Because then you're just like, because then your ADHD works for you. Because then you're like, fuck, I just got to fucking do shit. And you'll just go mental into it.
Yeah, I'm fucking like that, bro.
Yeah.
I won't sleep for fucking 2 days, be like I'm a fucking crackhead. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, but like my fucking compliance client, right? Like
Yeah.
she'll fucking do that 100%.
Yeah,
She's like
sweet, man.
on board helping me out with it.
That's
You
good.
have to. Just
That's
be like,
perfect.
just set me some deadlines, and
Yeah.
that's when I have to do them.
Yeah.
And if I lose her, fuck,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the streets.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Be
And
on the
tell,
fucking streets.
and tell her, say to her, like, give me real penalties for it.
Yeah.
And you will fucking learn real quick. Oh, I can't fuck with this bitch. Like, I need to do this.
Oh, to be honest, I made a mistake yesterday. I wanted to film it. I was fucking nervous to like just apologize because I'm like, well, fuck, she's probably not gonna do anything, but still, like, she was angry yesterday. Like, not because I was there, but because like running a business, shit gets you fucked off.
Yeah.
And I showed up. She's like, oh fuck, yeah, we'll go do this, and then I fucked up, and then I was like, oh fuck, because I've got to tell her. So yeah, it probably worked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So, you started your own business and
Oh yeah, we're
there's
talking
more
about that.
stresses than you thought there was, right?
Yeah.
But what's really cool and why I wanted to bring up this stuff about businesses, one, it's fucking hard. So people out there with brands don't just think you can just start a business because it's fucking hard. But it can be done.
It can be done, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of fucking hard work, and like it's a struggle, and some nights I don't fucking sleep as much, and then fucking, but fuck, I don't think I'd. For me, I don't really want to fucking work for anyone else again. I just want to fucking keep doing this, and like, if this keeps going, then fuck, maybe have someone else manage it, and then do the next fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
And as a, like, for people listening to this who have an audience, right, and they're thinking of like going out on themselves, what I wouldn't mind, and I'm going to make you answer us anyway, but if you think about your ideal client that you're going to work with, what are they worth to you in a year? And it could be like, because I know when you start out, every time you sign a new client, you're pretty much charging them more than you charged the last one. So if you're going to charge the next client, what would be an annual fee for them or a monthly fee? Just off the bat, just ballpark number, say you're going to run their TikTok for them.
If it was just their TikTok and nothing else marketing-wise, I'd be, depending on the number of videos, but I'd say a nice number at the moment is like that 15, 20 grand mark per month.
Yep.
But then the rest of the marketing strategy, which ties into it and actually gets cars sold, that will start moving up the more the cars sell. And the more we can...
So you're taking a bit of commission now, right? Or is it just you
Not-
charging more because you're getting more conversions?
The latter,
Yeah.
but I'm working with really good like businessmen.
Yeah.
Like one of them is like fucking like serial entrepreneur that's like fucking like I can't say too much.
Yeah,
but he's
yeah,
like
but, yeah.
on top of the fucking automotive industry,
Yeah.
really. And he's the fucking mad dog, and he's like working with me to, get me paid more
Yep.
because I'm doing the fucking good work and
Mm.
actually getting more cars sold and shit. But in the future, it'll be like a more of a commission basis. Obviously, it can't be too much because car dealers are usually cheap cunts.
Yeah.
And fucking don't have a lot of spare
Yeah.
cash.
But that number, 15K, because like the type of clients that you're working with are these big car dealerships and shit, and you're doing, and like what they're selling is massive, and they're actually quite transactional stuff. So like, there's a client thing around that you're working with awesome types of industries, and fuck, you're in the car industry, so you cracked it getting into that industry as well, because that's such a massive industry, especially in a company like Xenon. But for people listening, like people with more followers than you are getting paid a tenth of that for a job, and they think, fuck, we're doing awesome. Like, and I say this to Joni all the time. Like, when I first met her, she thought it was awesome. She was getting 2K a gig for this brand deals and stuff that she was doing. And I was like, you're getting fuck all. Like, that's shit. Like, you're getting chewed up and spat out. Like, and I was telling her the same thing, like, with what we do. Like, and then same with you, that these people, these influencers out there, these brands are getting just absolute shat on by these big brands, knowing they don't know their worth.
Yeah.
But I love your story. And I remember hearing when I talked to you and you were telling me these numbers, and I was going, this is fucking legit. Like, no one has the balls big enough to just go out and be like, hey, it's 15 grand a month. Like, thank you. See you later.
Yeah.
You know, like no one does. Like, I don't meet hardly anyone who does this. Usually when I talk to people and they're struggling with business or they're talking about business, they're like, how much are you charging? Like, oh, like $800 a month. I'm like, yeah, that's your fucking problem.
$800 a month. What the fuck is that gonna fucking do?
Exactly, right? And then even like when we talked and I was like, bro, you're doing setup fees? And you're like, nah. And you're like, fuck, I'm going to do setup fees. And then you're like, even that, right? Like, so I learned something off you around TikTok, the value of it. Because I wasn't sure either for the big brands, which we haven't started going after yet. We will. We do a lot of personal branding. So personal branding is very different levels. But like, you know, speaking, we're going after some of the bigger New Zealand brands at the moment. And just knowing that like 20K is where we start. Like that's a starting level. It's probably 50 for some of the big guys. So that's something I learned off you, which is cool. And then being able to tell you that like setup fees, because the reason I say I learned it off you, because no one fucking tells you this shit.
Nah.
There's no one out there telling people that this is what you charge these big brands, because they're not going to tell you.
Nah, of course not.
Because they're all cunts. They all want the cheapest price possible. But like us as an industry, especially when you're at the forefront of TikTok, because not the big agencies aren't at TikTok. They all suck at it.
Yeah, they do.
They all suck at it.
Yeah,
And it's not their
agencies,
fault.
Suck.
Well, you know, it's not their fault. And I know a lot of them. It's not their fault. It's just that it's so new. They're still figuring it out. And they got such big ships that they can't move them fast enough, right?
Yeah.
So you can't expect them to just be like, oh, fuck, TikTok's here. Let's throw all these resources at it, because they've got fucking heaps of work on. They're busy as shit. You think we're busy. You go to these guys who are 100, 200 people agencies. They don't have time to just go, fuck, invest all over there. They are starting to. And I think like agencies like ours need to fucking make it quick. Because they're coming.
Yeah, I've that's actually another stress that's been on my mind is fuck the competition's coming.
Yeah.
Like fucking running away from the fucking like the people that invaded America back in the 1700s.
You know what your strength, what you should be doing at your age? Because how old are you now?
Just 22.
22, right? So you're at 22. What my advice would be for you, because we're at a different stage in our life. You should just be selling this business in the 2 years. You should build up the business brand massive, the operations, get it humming, and then these big agencies you come be like, hey, buy my agency. Just take it off me. Get a few mil, and then walk out and do something else.
Yeah, and I think that because I was thinking about that just last night as well, because the powerful thing with it all is that I'm still like the forefront of it, right? Because people know me and my face, and that's so I don't think like selling it. I'm scared at the moment. Is that fuck, I'll lose everything I've worked for and shit. But I'm also at the same time like, just do it again.
Yeah, just do it again. And what's cool is that like why I say 1 or 2 years is that use that time to build up the company brand and your brand. So you keep your brand, but you sell the company brand and the company and all the company clients and retainers, and you sell that to the big agency. But like to do that effectively, you need to get out of the videos. Not on your personal one, but on the clients' ones.
that's
Which I
already
know I can, yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
And like Portage Cars, for example, they've signed me on exclusively.
Yeah.
So any dealers looking for me to be in their videos, it's a no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's already happening, and then eventually that'll probably like fizzle out because there's only so many fucking reviews a man can do. I'm running out of like comedic jokes. All I've got is fuck someone in the fucking boot or fucking sex toys or and
Yeah.
I tried saying something was gender neutral. Now I can't post it as an ad on Facebook, which is also part of the marketing strategy. So it's like, oh fuck, social issues, and I'm like, but it was in a good way. I wasn't talking negatively.
I was I forgot to I haven't talked to you about this because I haven't caught up, but that one you did of the mum buying the thing, I was like, fuck man, that's some balls in that, because that in this country, like this New Zealand's like the wokest country I've ever lived in or been in, and not that that's a bad thing. I'm not like fuck it, whatever they want to do, but that video is like fucking crack up. You were like borderline sleazy fucking. Like, have you seen it?
No.
Oh man, it's fucked.
Okay.
Has it got music in it?
Oh yeah, well I think it's royalty free music.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's
Oh,
play
no,
it.
we can't do the sound on through
Oh.
the TV though.
Fucking the funny thing about that though is because I'm well aware of like the ballsiness of it,
Yeah.
but a lot of the jokes came from a female salesperson
Yeah.
because I fucking run all my jokes past
Yeah.
the max amount of people because I like
I'll put it on the screen.
You don't want to be cancelled, eh?
yeah well the world's fucking sensitive and sometimes I could accidentally like offend someone and because to me I don't give a fuck like
Yeah.
I'll call myself a fat cunt, I don't give a fuck but
Yeah.
other fat people they might be like
Yeah.
that's a bit rude to me bro and I'm like oh what.
Absolutely. Yeah, so anyway, as we wrap this up, like I thought that was ballsy too. I was like, and I said to the guys like, fuck, this guy's got some nuts. But awesome that you did it, and it obviously worked because it fucking cracked off that one we saw it. Like it probably wasn't it's not like your 6.4 million ones, but
Nah, but that's like it's
doesn't
different. 'Cause
matter.
it's for a business,
for
right?
business.
And the thing with it, which is very new to me, is that it appealed to a lot of women.
Yeah.
A lot of women loved that video, and they're all commenting on
Yeah.
it. And that's because like my videos do good with blokes
Yeah,
mainly because
course.
I'm a bloke. I understand blokes.
Yeah.
I'm such a Kiwi bloke that it's fucking not even funny. But like that video, like. The woman like really loved it and they were fucking like, oh, such a MILF. And then the funniest thing about it was like the kids tagging, one kid tagged his mate. It was like, your mum should get this car.
Oh, that is the best.
And I was fucking like, and there are other like there are so many comments like that and I was like, yeah, that's fucking funny.
Oh, that's so good. Fuck, that's too funny. All right, man. What's next from here? What's your next moves?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
fucking getting stuff and then just keep on moving
Yeah.
up.
Keep on grinding. Do you have an idea of where you want to evolve the channel?
My personal brand?
Yeah.
I think YouTube is definitely on the cards.
Yep.
But for that, I sort of want to keep it all in house and not have to rely on like other production. But I want to go a bit bigger.
Yep.
Make it all fucking big, grand, like Elton John, whatever. Fuck. Well, he's all big and fucking grand, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
I love it.
but it's also like teaming up with other prominent people on the automotive space and TikTok
Yeah.
to go YouTube as well because a
Yeah.
lot of them they want to do it and they don't know how to do it and a lot of them especially don't have the business knowledge that I've acquired which is
Yeah.
still very virgin compared
Yeah.
to someone like yourself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of collaborating on that. Like there's a project of forward driving that I've got which is obviously very crowded, but then there's also doing those videos but longer and a bit
Yep.
more serious.
Yep.
Where I can still joke around because obviously you want to be monetized on YouTube,
Yep.
but you can't just go fucking.
Yeah.
You can't open the video saying you're a fucking cunt because it's not gonna work.
But you could build your audience doing that.
Mm.
Don't wait and like because you're not going to get monetized for ages
Nah.
until you've built up the subscriber base. But you could start them all off like that, and then over time slowly make them less
Yeah.
until you get it into the monetization piece. But yeah, I reckon that's what you do, right? Like take your. Have you posted your TikToks on YouTube Shorts?
I think I've done one.
Yeah. How did it go?
I honestly got no idea.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts is a funny one, eh? Like
Because
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts also depends a lot on the titles and stuff as well because it shows up on the home screen as well, which I've noticed.
yeah.
Look what I was looking up.
Oh, guitar videos.
You're not, no, you're not gonna find it.
Yeah.
There we are, 483
483
views.
views. Yeah. So we get the same. Like ours is far less views and stuff on YouTube Shorts, but we do think that YouTube is also still in the optimization period of it.
Mm.
So we're going to make another play. Like this podcast, for instance, is going up on YouTube on a brand new channel with a very specific strategy behind it. Whereas before we were just fucking again chucking shit at the wall, see what stuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting monetized.
I'm much the same. I don't think it's probably one of the best advices I had, which was from someone that ran an agency in Wellington, was that don't just focus on TikTok. If you're going to focus on anything, if you want to focus on that, focus on short form content across all the fucking platforms. And I was like, oh, dang.
Even on LinkedIn, man. Same thing. Like it doesn't play the same way on LinkedIn, but the videos perform better. Like if you use the same mentality you use for these on LinkedIn, from a professional network standpoint, it just kills way better.
I was actually surprised by LinkedIn because they like my videos, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And like I was really surprised by that because I thought,
because it's different, man.
Yeah.
Because everyone on fucking LinkedIn's so square all the time, and then you come in and fucking chuck your shit and be like, that is actually legit funny. Like our videos we post on our company page, like they just repurpose straight to LinkedIn company page, and company pages get fuck all engagement on LinkedIn, but our ones get like for the company page, they get really good viewership.
Yeah.
Constantly. Like not like we're not talking tens of thousands of views, but like we're getting a few thousand views on our videos.
Yeah.
On a LinkedIn company page with no money behind it.
That's mean.
Yeah.
For
for
TikTok
LinkedIn,
it's not good, but LinkedIn, it's like, what the fuck?
because those views are business owners.
Yeah.
You know, they're not 18-year-old kids fucking having a laugh. They're like 2,000 business owners watching our videos.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. So like, it does work. Like making better videos for LinkedIn using philosophy from YouTube Shorts and TikTok just makes better LinkedIn videos.
Yeah.
And we've seen it all the time. We've been involved in our videos like so much since we started doing them. Like when Sean started, it was the first time we started doing video for client. We're always doing written shit on LinkedIn. And like the first videos that Sean did were really good. Like we were really happy with them. But now if we did those same videos, we'd be like, that's a bit shit. Like that's a bit shit.
Sure.
Like we would never let them pass us.
I'm that's like the key indicator of growth, though, eh?
Yeah.
Because even me, like a year ago, the videos I was doing on TikTok were rubbish.
Yeah.
I look back at the Dashcam account that I had running, and I'm like, oh god, how did you even get views, cunt? This is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Even
But-
like the platforms though, they're evolving at the same time everyone else is. So when you make a change, it makes a change on the actual platform. Especially now we've got to a stage where people kind of know what our stuff looks like.
Absolutely. Like being like, if you're working on these platforms, like especially TikTok and YouTube Shorts, they are all both learning to figure out how they're going to work.
Yeah.
Like YouTube still hasn't figured themselves out yet, but they will, especially because they're going to pay their pay their creators.
Yeah.
The 45% that they're putting up.
But even TikTok hasn't figured themselves out yet. Like that's they rolled out a new feature for these animated fucking people or whatever. They got shat on in the comments. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I love seeing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
I fucking love it.
All right, man. That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to cut this off now.